Welcome to another episode of Advice from a Hotel Manager. On this episode, I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't extend your stay. Sometimes people fall on hard times, and they may need to find somewhere to live temporarily. Or you may be in the process of buying a house and you need to be out of where you're currently staying before you can get the key to where you're about to move to. In that case, going to a hotel is an easy option because there's no application you need to fill out, no application fees, no credit checks. You can just check in and check out. And that's all fine and dandy, maybe 2-3 days, something like that. But if you stay in there for weeks at a time, that's a whole different ball game. Now, as we know, some hotels are extended stay, some hotels are not. In fact, some hotels don't have any bundled rates if you stay this amount of days or anything. It's just day for day. Now, if you're in a situation where you don't know when you'll be in a permanent place of residence or, it's going to be a few weeks, maybe even a few months, you definitely want to find an extended stay because those rates are going to be extremely cheaper than trying to stay in a hotel that is charging you per night. Now, you may think that this is common sense or, everybody should know this or do this, but you'll be surprised at how many people continue to pay day for day in some of these nightly rate hotels. I see it on a regular basis. Now, you have some people who have the money and they just want to stay at a hotel. That's absolutely fine. No problem, no issue. Live your life. But there are some people who are actually in a bad situation and they have fallen on hard times and they are at the hotel for no choice of their own. They don't have a choice. Now, this is pretty bad if you're staying at a place that charges per night because that shit adds up. Look at this. Let's say the average price for a hotel per night is $120. This is after taxes and everything. If you stay there for 1 week, which is 7 days, you're looking at $840. That's for 1 week. If you multiply that by 4 weeks, a month, you're looking at $3,360. Do you know what type of house you can get for that kind of money? Whereas if you stay at an extended stay hotel, you're looking at about maybe $350 to $400 per week. That's a huge difference. Some of these extended stay places are full. They don't have any vacancies. And that's understandable because times are hard for everybody in this day and age, especially because of inflation and, people getting laid off, that type of stuff. So here's some things to consider to, help you out if you end up in a situation to where you need to stay at a place for a long amount of time or an extended period. The number one thing you can do is plan ahead. If you feel like you're going to be in a situation, that's coming up, maybe shortly, maybe in a little while, maybe within a month or a couple of weeks, start looking for an extended stay hotel. And if there's a waiting list, try to get put on that waiting list. If you receive an eviction notice and you have 30 days to get out and you don't know where the money is going to come from, if you have like past due rent with late fees and all of that stuff, if you see that shit ain't about to come through no time soon, go ahead and get put on a waiting list because that's going to be your best bet. You don't want to be last minute trying to check into a hotel and you don't know when you will have a permanent place of residence and now you're paying day for day and you're spending all of that money per week that you could have been saving up trying to better your situation. Now, you can stay at a nightly rate hotel, but in the meantime, continue to try to find a hotel with extended stay rates because that money is going to add up. A lot of these properties will not adjust for you. They're not going to change the price. They're not going to say, oh, you'll get a discount because you've stayed here so many days. Some will, and even then, it's still not going to be as cheap as staying at an extended stay hotel. So, if you have to stay at a nightly rate hotel for a few days, maybe even 1 week, do what you have to do. But definitely try to find an extended stay hotel because nothing is going to beat those prices unless you go to the Whoop-de-Whoop Inn. So, I hope that information was useful. This has been advice from a hotel manager. And as always, safe travels.